Thanks for joining us today. Welcome to the Justice in Jobs Worth a Second Chance webinar.
Getting our young people onto the pathway towards education, training and employment, we know that that's the real catalyst to positive change for our young people.
I couldn't believe it that I could actually get a job with my criminal record because I did some really bad stuff when I was unmailed.
We know a job can deliver so much. Work gives structure, it gives purpose, stability, income, and also an identity away from offending.
Getting our young people into employment, it's not as simple as connecting them to an employment service and getting them a job or applying for a job.
A lot of people, I think, have this perception that, if you just get somebody a job, everything will be fine. And Jasmine clearly understands, as probably do many of us, that there's a lot of things that have to happen in the background, not just to get the person into a job, but if those things aren't in place, the likelihood of success in that role, of flourishing in that role and being able to stay in that role is much lower.
Everybody's talking about the lowest rate of employment at the moment, but even with the new ABS data, it's important for us to look behind to see actually who is employed, who's underemployed, and what is happening for our young people. And that prior to COVID-19, the youth unemployment rate for young people was 11.8%.
Because we're faced with so many different challenges and barriers, it really is about practical approach, like practical supports for our young people. And it's basic things like even just being able to get them photo ID, a birth certificate, a tax file number, all of those things to help them operate within the system or navigate the system for employment.
She was the first person that started with them. She had an ankle bracelet on when she started. We provided lots of contact and support. They put her with a mum type mentor supervisor, and all the feedback that we received was absolutely fantastic. They were trusted, they were given opportunity, and they didn't want to mess it up.
In terms of the system itself, once a young person enters the criminal justice system and comes into contact with it, and here we're talking about police contact as well as court contact. The reality for many, in my experience and the experience of many of those who support young people in conflict with the law, it's very hard to stay out of the system.
Even spent convictions will show up on a police check if somebody ticks the box working unsupervised with vulnerable people. Now, we might think, okay, well, that only applies to social work roles or teaching roles or working in a school. And those protections are important. They're in place to make sure that, there's no risk for the people that we look after in some of these environments. But these can be applied to tradies working in schools, somebody doing, fixing the cable or the internet going into a childcare center, whatever the case may be. We'll see things from 10 years, 15 years ago as minor offenses. If you stole a Kit Kat bar, if you had a DUI or a speeding infraction, or you were jailed because you couldn't pay your fines. If you tick the right box, it's there.
They made a mistake, but look at who they are today and the changes they've made, and, give them a second chance and see how hard they'll put their heart and energy and hard work and good work ethic into your company, because it's just good to not judge and just give someone a go and give hope to people, because how good you're giving hope to someone that they are a part of society now.